conversation. Now, I did say I was going to play Final Fantasy this Saturday. That's still going to happen. There's been a lot of people talking about that, probably too fucking many. But to be honest, it's been nice to see people excited about the stream, obviously. But it's a little bit overwhelming at the same time. But my goals in the game really are this. I'm fine in the story, and I know, yeah, it'll probably take me about 100 hours, realistically. And good thing I don't fucking do anything. So I'll be able to do it, guys. Trust me, I'll be able to make time. And also, I want to do some of the raids, maybe do one of the Savage raids. I think that's the heroic difficulty equivalent. I think Ultimate is Mythic difficulty, at least compared to WoW. So just trying those kinds of things out, and just really giving the game giving it the good old college try, which actually for me, if you're giving it the good old college try, is not really trying at all. However, I do want to say that I do plan to get to max level. I want to get all the quest lines done. I want to get everything like that done. And I don't plan on buying a boost or doing anything like that. And the reason for that is because if I do that, I feel like just you know, no bullshit. Nobody, anytime that I say anything bad about the game, I make any critique about the game, people will be like, oh, well, he boosted, so his opinion doesn't matter.
With 3 level 80s, if we get Sastasha, I'm gonna scream. Are you fucking kidding me right now? Are you serious?
It's really a Donald Duck stuck in a well.
Remember, we have to wait for the feathers too, so just stand still.
Wait.
Run to 1 up.
Wait, move. And then to 1. And then we have to do the dodges.
Oh
my.
No.
Oh my god! Have you ever watched Jeff Bezos make money? Because it probably looks a lot like this. And honestly, he's still kind of making the money. It's just such a fucking ass. I've never seen anything like this before. I've legitimately never seen anything that even fucking remotely looks like that.
Hello, Love Cake. How are you?
Oh, do I have to use press to talk? Yeah. Oh.
Just do whatever, dude. Don't worry about it. What's your question, bro?
Asmin, what was in that beef jerky?
Nothing, man. I'm just relaxed. I'm chilling, man. I spent 8 hours on the stream. I'm chilling, dude. I'm relaxed.
Yo, everybody who's only here for Asmongold, fuck you. And also follow the stream. Make sure that you come back sometime soon. Anybody who isn't just here for Asmongold, wants to play some Final Fantasy, you got a fucking treat in store for you tonight. Because I am going to be playing until I cannot stay awake any longer. Because everything good in my life has left me. And Final Fantasy needs to fill the void.
You just wink at me? Wait, your eyes... Grains, oh my god. Dad. Dude, the face expressions are amazing. How are you doing all that?
Without speaking. What's new, pussycat?
Whoa, whoa, whoa! What's new, pussycat? Whoa, whoa, whoa!
Why did we all pop off for Tom Jones of all fucking musicians?
So does this mean the last person who killed him looked like this?
Where is Y'shtola?
Filthy booster here. Did you buy a boost? I did, yeah, I did. How you doing, man? Filthy booster here.
If you want to learn how to play monk, this is
Twister.
how.
You did it! You rid me of the mushroom menace. Now my precious mushrooms might grow in peace, and I can sleep without those googly eyes haunting my dreams. Here's your fitting reward, no more and no less than you deserve. The weaponsmith works on the staff as we speak, you say. Ah, to think that my child will soon take their first steps as a mage brings a tear to my eye. You may have heard that we, Numo, are magically blessed. Indeed, many among us are talented in spellcraft, but what manner of spells we excel at depends upon such things as personality and upbringing. Get any food this week? Like, not groceries, but I did get food, yes. I honestly totally forgot. Whoops. I myself have always been woeful with battle magics, but my child may yet wreak havoc where I could not. I keenly look forward to witnessing their development in the coming years. So you see, the journey into magic is an important aspect of a Numo's life. You may take pride in having helped to set a child on their course, and also in accepting this fitting payment for your service. Figured as much? Well, you know. You know. Ah, the mortal returns, and with the Ekfor, I hope. Oh, such a lusty specimen. I shall enjoy sucking on its tail for that sweet, sweet nectar taste. There's no better way to relax, let me tell you. But wait, by bringing this to me, you've done me a service, and by giving you a fitting payment, it becomes an honorable task. I might not have performed the task, but I was party to it, and near enough is good enough. Ah, you're back. There, I hope you were able to catch my familiar. Wonderful. Now I may resume making sausages. Oh, lest you misunderstand, we're not eating this fellow. No, we Numo make our sausages from mushrooms, and my porksea helps me to find them. Besides, porkseas are arcane entities brought to life by imbuing clay with magic, hardly appetizing. But even should they be edible like ordinary flightless pigs, we wouldn't dream of eating them. Unlike mortals, we Numo cherish our animal friends. Here's the fitting payment I promised. Many thanks, traveler. And take care you aren't devoured out there, succulent as you smell. Ah, you've returned. Do you have the flower seeds? 6 bags of seeds as agreed upon. Excellent. I wouldn't ask whether you had to incant the word, but I hope the experience wasn't too troublesome. Lest you wonder, from these seeds we will extract an oil for use in food and medicine. In the old days we traded with the man of Vobert for it, but now we must turn to the pixies. Yet though they can be vexing neighbors, the pixies play an important role in the protection of Ilmeg. We must learn to live with each other for the common good, but I digress. My thanks for your help. Please accept this as a fitting payment. Ah, there you are. I'm informed that you've been an excellent patron to our people. For that, you have my thanks. Now then, you will be pleased to hear that we've come to a decision regarding the scepter. If you would gather your companions. Before I begin, please allow me to express my gratitude for your kind patronage. Having been deprived of purpose for so long, our people are overjoyed at being able to serve again. But on to the matter of the stone scepter. During our deliberations, we were forced to concede that we will never have the power to deal with our fallen monarch. We can release Titania neither from the castle nor from torment. In light of this, we have decided to entrust their fate to you. Take it, the stone scepter of the Numo. This makes 3 relics, 1 more and we can arrange a meeting with the warden. Ere you continue your quest, allow me to enlighten you as regards your foe. Know that Titania is not a name, but a title, bestowed upon one chosen to lead the pixies by the grace of nature. This leader, upon Ilmeg's founding, arose as leader of all Fey folk, to bring order to our riotous kind. In turn, we Fey folk render our blessing unto nature, unto water, wood, and wind, that our king might be further empowered. Though they are become a sin eater, their powers remain unchanged. When you face them, be prepared to face the full fury of nature. Oh dear, is there anything else that we should know? Anything else? Only that if you feel unready for the challenge, and none here would blame you for it, you are welcome to remain among us a while longer. After all, I myself have yet to enjoy your patronage, and who knows when I will have next the chance. We would see that you were comfortable, of course, and do all in our power to make you feel at home. Oi! Honestly, look away for one moment and every fairy and their nuncle tries to steal my sapling from me. This is my sapling. Mine. Do you hear? Not yours, and not the Foi's. And anyone who so much as thinks about trying to seduce him will wish they hadn't. The final relic is a pair of shoes wrought of crystal. They are held in the Amaro's safekeeping at their settlement, Wolkdorf. It beareth mentioning that these Amaro are unlike those which thou hast heretofore encountered. Owing to a peculiarity of evolution, they are capable of speech, and thus we might negotiate with them as we have the Feyfolk. Though it saddens us to see you leave, we wish you well on your way. When you arrive in Wolkdorf, seek out the largest of the Amaro. His name is Seto, and he is their leader and the bearer of the relic. An enormous Amaro slumbers peacefully. Hard bird. Oh, forgive me, I was having a dream. Seldom do men visit us. What brings you to our village? Did I hear you aright? You desire the crystal shoes, that you may confront the Light Warden. No, you mustn't think such thoughts. Even if you are indeed immune to the light's corruption as you claim, vanquishing the king will bring you naught but sorrow. Forget this folly. Return whence you came. While we appreciate your concern, we have no choice in the matter. Will you not reconsider? Come, my friends, let us leave him with his thoughts. "'Tis harder by far to change the minds of they who mean well than they who mean ill. Forgive me, but I'm not sure I understand." "And little wonder. 'Tis the first time thou hast set foot here. 'Twould behoove you all to learn of something of the nature of this community, I think, and there is no surer way than to speak with its members. In such wise, you will come to understand Sato's reason for refusing us, and I hope gain an insight into how he may yet be persuaded. So I bid ye seek out the Amaro and make yourselves known to them. A gentle touch shall suffice by way of a greeting." Well now, it is not often that we are visited by men, much less unglamoured ones. What brings you so far from your own kind? Ah, how long has it been since last I felt man's touch? I cannot help but be reminded of my master's hand. He was a knight of Vobert, of noble and valiant soul. But like so many others, he died fighting the Sin Eaters. Though he is long departed, I remain in this land out of respect for his memory. Ah, that tickles. Enough. I never had a master. I'm not accustomed to it. Not that I dislike your kind, you understand. On the contrary, we Amuro were bred to be fond of men. In the beginning, we were all of us mindless beasts, but then a mage of Roncut gave us the gift of intelligence that we might better serve our masters. After that empire fell, those with the gift eventually died out. On rare occasions, however, we are born with the seed of our ancestors in us. If we live long enough amongst men, this seed may quicken, restoring the power of speech to us amongst other things. So it was with me, though I had never had a master, as I told you. What's happening? Why am I being petted? It's wonderful. Seldom do we have the chance to enjoy the attentions of men. Your kind are loath to come here for fear of the Fey folk. But then we are Fey folk too. When first we made our home here, we swore an oath to the Fairy King, you see. It's easy to forget sometimes. Thou hast peered into the hearts of the Amuro, I take it? Then thou canst not choose but see the intense and abiding love they bear for men. It is out of concern for our welfare and not scorn that Sato seeketh to dissuade us from confronting their king. Yet confront their king we must, and to that end we must needs have the crystal shoes. Ken, might I prevail upon thee to confer with Seto in private? The task of slaying the Light Warden will ultimately be thine, and it is for thee, I believe, that he worrieth most. Tell him of thy many great deeds. Spoken in earnest, thy words may yet prove him to change his mind. You have spoken with my brethren. Then you see it is not out of scorn that I deny you the relic. I simply cannot bear to see men fighting die, not anymore. None of us can. To lose one who has placed a gentle hand on us even once fills our hearts with untold sorrow, as my brothers and sisters will readily attest. This is something I must do. What am I to make of such declarations? Tell me, why do you wish this? This land is no longer man's to fight for, nor will your doing so compel the Fey folk to change. In order to obtain the other relics, you will already have paid the due price. Not more is owed. Why then would you risk all to face our fallen king? To do what no one else can. What did you say? The very words. Could it be mere coincidence? Very well. You may believe what you say, but we shall see if you have the strength to do it. Sin Eaters have been prowling the area of late. Prove yourself against them, and I will consider giving you the relic. See that you are well prepared. They meet me in the clearing to the east. There, I will lure out the fiends that you may slay them. Alright, see you later. I will use my voice to lure out the Sin Eaters, as I once did when I hunted with an old friend. A feeble cry for the ravenous, a mighty roar for the territorial. I still remember the tricks. But come, we begin at your signal. Ready then? Very well. You made short work of those creatures, I will not deny it. I have seen enough. Let us return to Ulkdorf. By the ease with which you slew those Sin Eaters, I see that you are capable. However, I still require time to think. And if you'd be willing, there is a favor I would ask of you. This is not a test of your strength, but a personal request. Please hear my tale. A while ago, I fought Sin Eaters who had wandered into Ilmeg. In the heat of battle, I dropped a prized possession, a medallion. Of all the places that it should fall, it was Longmirror Lake. We Amaro are not fond of water. We certainly cannot dive very deep. I briefly entertained the thought of turning to the Fwath, but they are more likely to keep my medallion out of mischief than return it to me. I had despaired of retrieving my treasure, but having seen what you are capable of, perhaps you will be able to find it. When I pondered your request for the shoes, will you not go? While I ponder your request for the shoes, will you not go and search for my medallion? If it should elude even you, I will accept that it is gone forever. Oh my god! Look at all this. Side questos. Ah, if it isn't a young one, fairly bursting with vigor, will you not hear the plea of this tired old Amaro? To the south of Ulkdorf there abide winged lizards known as green gliders. Hunt one and bring me its tail. I no longer have the agility to chase them down. Traveler, will you do me a favor? At the church at Damron Field, you will find eggshells scattered about. I would have you gather them for me. Capable as you are, I understand you often find yourself drawn into grueling struggles. I dare say a little task such as this would come as a refreshing change. How very considerate of you. In the past, I asked a favor of another traveler in the self-same way. He saw straight through my ploy. I was old then, and am older now. My body does not move as it once did. Thus do I turn to healthy, young visitors such as you. If you would bring me the eggshells, I would be very grateful. Traveler, have you a moment? I patrol the area to the north regularly, and for a long while there was nothing of note. Of late, however, I've been seeing a mysterious figure on the other side of the cliff. I can't make out who or what that figure is, and it troubles me. Men are said to see better than us Amuro. Will you not lend me your keen eyes? My thanks. All you need to do is stand lookout at the cliffs by Longmere Lake and the church at Dameron Field. I will see to other locations in the meantime. When you have finished, please come here. If you have a moment to spare, I have a favor to ask of you. Seldom as we see men here, I wish to take advantage of your adroit appendages while I can. In Longmere Lake, there grow many beautiful flowers. I want you to pick one for me. It matters not which color. I trust you. I trust to your instincts. Ah, a traveler comes who has the air of dependability about him. Look upon this map, if you will. It belonged to my master, a knight of Obert, and it points to a piece of evidence in a matter that he was investigating. Alas, my master is long dead, and the place indicated upon the map lies drowned beneath Longmere Lake. We Amuro are not made for the water, and I am unable to reach this place. If you consider yourself a strong swimmer, will you not search in my stead? I am in your debt. The place you seek is in the vicinity of Deepwood Swim. Please dive down there and see what you can find. I'm loath to trouble a visitor such as you, but will you not lend me a hand? You see, a friend of mine is unwell. Accidentally consumed a poisonous plant, it would seem. A pneumo named Lala Ul makes a medicine that can purge the poison. I would take myself to Planani for it, but I dare not leave my friend's side. If you could go in my stead, I would be in your debt. You look like a formidable man. Please, will you not lend me a hand? You see, with few of your kind coming to Ilmeg of late, the Fwath have taken to harassing us Amuro instead. For a while we put up with their devilry, but the final straw came when they stole one of our eggs. This cannot be done. So I will go near the banks of Longmere Lake to lure out the Fwath. When they show themselves, I want you to give them a trouncing they'll never forget. Oh, I beg your pardon. I must have dozed off again. Ever since I turned 300, I find I can barely stay awake. Sandman is my name, and I had something for you. What was it again? Ah, yes, a request. I would have you seek out a young Amuro who was newly arrived in Ilmeg. But ere I go into the details, tell me, know you the nature of our community? Wolkdorf. It is a place where those of us who have attained intelligence come to live out our days. We Amuro are born mindless beasts, you see, but if we abide among men for a century or so, we may awaken it to abilities long lost in our kind, speech not least of all. That those who have awakened might know of Wolkdorf, we asked our Pneumo friends to place enchantments on the crystals found throughout Ilmeg. These crystals call out to our brethren across Nordrund, drawing them hither. However, the aforementioned young Amuro was not prepared for what he found here, that is, other-speaking Amuro, and no sooner did I welcome him that he bolted and ran. Though he is wary of us, having served men until recently, I believe he will trust you. Please, will you not find him and persuade him to come here? To help you on your way, he fled to the west of the settlement. Well, that a child of man should appear at this moment. This little one is fortunate indeed. I have the honor of watching over the life forming within this egg. It will grow. It will be a happy day when it finally comes out of the world. Alas, it does not like to grow up knowing men, and that thought saddens me. But I have an idea. If you can spare the time, will you not bring me something warm with which to lie yonder nest? The fleece of a rabbit's tail, the feathers of a tot avis, or the pelt of a fuca. Any one of these shall serve. Traveler, please lend me an ear to my tale. Something is afoot that gives me cause for concern. Of late, a friend of mine has been meeting pixies in secret, and I fear that he is being subjected to their mischief. When I confront him about it, he insists that all is well. Yet I find myself not comforted. Strange as it may sound, if he won't open up to a friend, perhaps he might do so to a stranger. He left the settlement a short while ago and headed towards Lahigya. Please, will you not seek him out and have words for him? Okay, so we've gotten... two... Okay, well, let's just go this way. You find a set of Amaro tracks headed southwest. Judging by the depth of the impression, the creature was in some haste. And Amaro is on Welly but of course I would be happy to help. You mow or no, I would not forsake those in need. That being said, as our custom, I must ask for a fitting payment. Let's see, yes, 4 sprigs of Volbert wood should suffice. The herb grows in abundance outside the cave in Vorbertenberg. Bring them to me. You find foliage that has been partially consumed by a large beast. The trail of consumption continues to the west. Are the pixies subjecting me to mischief? Good heavens, no. While these little ones do enjoy themselves, I assure you I am not the worse for it. They come to me to hear stories of the past, and as you can see, this particular session has come to an end. They're adorable when they're sleeping, are they not? As they are, though, they are liable to catch a chill. Might just trouble you to go to Plan and E to borrow a blanket. I will remain here and keep watch in the meantime. Something about your demeanor bespeaks a request unmade. Have I the right of it? A blanket, you say, but of course I should be happy to lend it. As for a fitting payment, tell a friend I ask that he bears me atop the waterfall. Ah, you're back. Do you have the Volbert warts? Ah, 4 sprigs, precisely as requested. This will replace the amount I used to make the medicine, which I should mention has already been delivered to Woldcorp. It wouldn't do to make the sick and ailing wait, after all. But I must say, and perhaps I'm simply imagining it, even though the Amuro I met with was appreciative, there was an aloofness about him all the same time. At any rate, the honorable task is done, and to great satisfaction for all. You find the eaten remains of a fruit, the exposed flesh yet to turn brown. The young Amuro may yet be near. The young Amuro regards you with wary eyes. It's okay to talk. You know that I can talk? There was another fellow like me. Do you know him? Well now, a whole settlement of talking Amuro. That must be the place you wanted to show me. My name is Tonatiuh. My master was a traveling merchant. One day I discovered that I could speak. I was so happy, and I thought my master would be happy too, but when I spoke to him, he looked as if he'd seen a ghost and abandoned me. Since that day, I've been wandering the land by myself. I'd heard of Ilmeg, and I thought it would be nice to see, but it seems the idea wasn't my own at all. This settlement, Wolkdorf, it sounds like a nice place, but I don't want to live there. I've been alone for a long while. I don't feel comfortable around others anymore, not even other Amuro. I appreciate you coming to find me, but I won't go back with you. Please tell Sandman that I'm sorry. There you are. I trust you have the blankets. Wonderful. I shall lay it over the pixies. Did Daneken perchance mention a payment? They wish to be born atop the waterfall. I know not their interest in such a place, but very well. I shall do as asked. Now then, allow me to tell you more about these little ones. They are not of Lida Laurent, and unlike most of their kind, they do not share the perchance for mischief. They simply like to hear stories of the past, and I am happy to oblige. So as you can see, I am neither in danger nor discomfort. Please assure Ansul as much. Ah, lovely pink flower. I shall make an offering of it to my dear mistress. It reminds me of the time we journeyed to Amarang and beheld its solemn yet beauteous landscape for the first time. Unlike some others, my mistress didn't look upon those Amaro who could talk with mistrust. She treated me as not simply her beast of burden, but a friend, and together we embarked on many grand adventures. But we Amaro live far longer than do men. Sensing that her time was near, she left my side, not wanting me to witness her life fading away. But to this day, a part of me wants to believe that she's still somewhere out there. That one day she'll return and we'll go on adventures as we once did. And so, I remain in this place, where I last saw her. It's been 30 years now. In my heart of hearts, I know she's gone, but so long as I live, I'll remember my kind and gentle mistress, who so loved beautiful things. I hope that this flower will bring her joy, wherever she may be. Ah, the young one returns from the hunt. Oh, such a plump, juicy tail this is. Thank you, thank you. These are a favorite of mine. Before I came to be here, I was in Lakeland. There I lived amidst men for many years. In the time before the flood, a great battle was joined at the source. With my master upon my back, I charged into the fray against the forces of the Shadowkeeper. Countless many fell that day. Though I was fortunate to escape with my life, I did not escape wholly unscathed, taking grievous wounds at the hands of enemy soldiers, who had assumed wolf-like forms. Such were my injuries. It was believed I would never walk again, never mind fly. Yet my master never forsook me. He nursed me back to health, feeding me a nutritious diet of green glider tails, and I eventually made a full recovery. Seeing the tale now, I cannot help but be reminded of those golden days, the days I spent with the elven folk. Thank you, young one, for giving me the chance to relive them. So that is the way of it. Full glad am I to know that my worries were unfounded. Thank you for setting my mind at ease. This isn't much, but please accept it as a token of my gratitude. Welcome back. So what did you bring? Ah, the pelt of Afuka. You have done well to obtain this. When I gaze into the creature's eyes, I feel as though I am gazing into madness. Thank you. This shall make an excellent lining for the nest. And when the little one is born, I will be certain to tell it of the tale of your visit and your gift. It will bring it great joy to have a connection to a child of man, this I know. Please accept this by way of gratitude. Oh, you're back. Did you manage to track down the young Amaro? I see, I see. Well, if he desires to be alone, we cannot well force him to live here. My apologies for taking your time. Sandman, we have a problem. A new Mo's come over here, and they are absolutely livid. They claim that one of us ate their porksy. What? That is most unusual. The new Mo are our good friends. Every one of us knows better than to do such a thing. This is true. Tonatiuh has but arrived here. He knows not the ways of Ilmeg. While I would not blame him out of hand, the possibility cannot be ignored. Forgive me, my friend, but will you help us once more? My thanks. I will have words with all of the Amaro on Wolkdorf to make certain that the culprit is not among us. Meanwhile, please speak with the aggrieved Numo and ask them for their account of the incident. Yes, Lala Ul indeed came early with the medicine. I gave it to my friend at once, and already he's feeling better. Thank you so much. Now forgive me if this seems like prying, but how do you find dealing with Lala Ul? Truly, you are a far more patient soul than I am. Every time I meet Lala Ul, or indeed most other Numo, they never fail to ask if something ails me. Even when I say no, they press me again and again. I realize it is simply the way of them, but it becomes overbearing very quickly, and that ails me. Thus do I make a point of keeping my distance with them. You should keep your distance as well, lest you be drawn deep into their endless web of tasks. What's this? Are the Amaros so cowed that they send a mortal to speak for them? No matter. You will have my account, and I will have justice. My Porksy was out gathering herbs when it happened. Suddenly I sensed its intense fear. It then cried out to me in my mind that an Amaro was chasing it, and then it was gone. I thought that the Amaro were civilized, that they were our friends. How wrong was I? Unless I receive fitting reparation for this heinous deed, there can no longer be peace between our people. What? It wasn't an Amro of Wukdorf, but a creature from outside Ilmeg? Prove it. Bring me this Amro that's responsible, this Tana Tiu, and let us have the truth from him. If he is ignorant, as you say, he should still be near the scene of the crime in Vobertenberg. I will go and have words with Sandman while I await your return. But do not take too long. I am not in a patient mood. Thank you. That should teach them not to bother us for a good while. As they had intended for me just now, the Fwath grow their ranks by dragging living beings into the water. Not even life that still resides within an egg is spared. They are a treacherous lot, and you do well to avoid them at all costs. But if you have no choice but to deal with them, you mustn't lower the guard, not even for a heartbeat. But come, let us return to Wolfdorf. I will give you a proper thanks. Here you are. Please accept this as a token of my gratitude. 'Tis a small price to pay for the peace of mind you have given us. Oh, Jugen. Have I seen a porksy, you ask? If you mean the flying pigs, then yes, it looked delicious, and it was. Did I do something wrong? What? It wasn't a wild animal, but a new most cherished familiar. Oh no, what have I done? So soon after I refuse to offer to live in Woldkorf, I'm going there to apologize. Well, there's no use delaying it. Let's be on our way. My thanks for bringing back Tana Tiu. Now we shall be able to clear up the misunderstanding. I'm so sorry, your pig. It's just, I was dreadfully hungry, and it looks so delicious. Porksies are not pigs, I'll have you know. They are our people's favored familiars. We treat them as we would our family. Now I praise you for having the courage to admit your mistake. However, I cannot let this grievance stand without fitting reparation. Such is the way of we new Mo. I understand. What would you have of me? Were you a denizen of Woldkorf, I would take into account the good relations between our peoples and give you a concession. But seeing as you are not, I have no choice but to demand full payment. A life for a life. A life? You mean I have to die? I want to take responsibility for my actions, but I'm afraid to die. What should I do? You can join the Woldkorf flock. Ah, indeed. If Tana Tiu were to become one of us, he would be afforded a concession. How does that sound, young one? But I've already refused your invitation, and since then I've caused only trouble. In spite of all this, you would still let me join you? Come now, to be a flock is to look after one another, and there will be times, I'm sure, when you help your fellows as we help you now. Besides, such things are of no consequence besides the joy of welcoming a new member to the flock. Then it's decided. I will hereby demand reparation of Tana Tiu as a denizen of Woldkorf. Bring me these 3 items: a bottle of pristine water, a lump of fine clay, and a fey lamp. By this, I will hold the debt settled. They might prove challenging for an Amuro alone to procure, but then you have a capable mortal here to assist. You can count on me. I'm so sorry for dragging you into this. When all is said and done, I promise to repay your kindness. Being new to Ilmeg, I'm not sure where to begin searching for the items. The finest clay may be had from a nearby cliff face. Difficult to reach for men, but an Amuro could easily fly there. Oh, then I'll go and obtain the clay. In the meantime, could I leave the water to you? It's rather tricky to draw it with our talons. To the northwest of here, you will find a stream fed by a cascade. Its water runs cool and clear and should serve your needs. Here, this should help you carry the items. Right, let's get to work. After you have the water, please come and meet me in the fields near Volbertenberg. There you are. Did you get the water? Great. I'll put the clay with it in the sack. That leaves us with only the Phalam, which I understand is with the pixies. Lida Loran, that's where the pixies live, right? I hope they're willing to give us a lamp. You want a Phalanx? I've got them. Oh yes, lots and lots. And I'd be happy to part with one for a price. Can't just give it to you for nothing, you know. It wouldn't be fair. So what do you want for the lamp? Why, what we always want, of course. Fun. If you play with us, we'll give you your heart's desire. To have a new plaything, or playmate. Come with me outside the village and we'll have lots of fun together. We're like triplets, yes? You mortals always have trouble telling us apart, so we're gonna make a game of it. In this game, you must guess who the real wide lore that's yours truly. You'll get a single hint, and if you answer correctly, I'll give you a Phalanx. Let me tell you a little secret. I'm not wide lore. No, the third one of us is. Okay, hold up. So notepad. First, third is the real one. So first saying, I'm not. Third is. Third is. Okay. Second one. Do you think I'm the real wide lore? Do you? Well, you couldn't be more wrong. I am the real wide lore. Search your feelings, you know it to be true. And now for the all-important hint. All three of us are notorious liars. Everything they said is backwards. This is too confusing. There's one thing I'm sure about though. When we first spoke to Wide Lore, it was in a field of flowers. The first pixie didn't smell like flowers at all. If you consider that, along with the hint, perhaps you can come up with the correct answer. Which do you think is the real Wide Lore? The first one is definitely not, so it's gotta be the second one. What? How did you? It was supposed to be hard. And we were so looking forward to seeing you rack your brains. Oh well, a promise is a promise. You guessed correctly, so I will give you a lamp. Huzzah! Now we have everything. Let's hurry back to Waldorf. Well, that was actually pretty easy. Okay, so we've got one to do here, and then there. We're able to get the items. Excellent. These we can ensure that the Pleione grow big and strong. How do we use the items, you ask? We give the mushrooms water purified with the Undying Heart and fertilize them with nutrient-rich Fuka blood. And as they grow, we reinforce them with Phasmid silk. Add some windows and doors, perhaps a flight of stairs, and it is ready to live in. My thanks, mortal. Here is your fitting reward. I have taken receipt of the pristine water and the fine clay. I'm told the Fey lamp is with you. Excellent. Now I can fashion myself a new porksy. Fashion a new porksy. Just so. It's quite simple, really. Make the body using clay and water, imbue it with magic from the lamp, and voila! A porksy is born. I am well satisfied now. All is forgiven and forgotten. Till next time, friends. Porksies are made of clay? Ugh, I don't feel so good all of a sudden. In any case, all's well that ends well. I can't thank you both enough. I'm pleased to have been of service. Now then, Tana to you, on behalf of all the Amaro and Wolkdorf, I bid you welcome to the flock. I've never been with a flock before, and there's so much that I don't know, but I'll try my hardest to live up to expectations. Haha, no need to be so stiff, young one. Remember, we are all friends here, brought together by our awakening. In the distant past, our ancestors were given the gift of intelligence through magic. Though that magic has long faded, it wrought a change in our kind that may occasionally manifest in the form of Amaro, such as ourselves. We Amaro were created to serve men. Many of us form enduring bonds with our masters and mistresses. However, we live far longer than they do, and thus it is our lot to experience the sorrow of parting. But those of us who are left behind, who are worn down by grief, may yet find solace here in Wolkdorf. I have lost many masters, as has everyone in the flock. I know their pain, and they mine. This settlement brings us all together, that we might support one another and live in peace. In time, I hope that you will come to think of it as your home. Home. I like the sound of that. Thank you, Sandman, for everything. Ah, it's you. Your timing is most fortuitous. I was just about to doze off. Come to ask about Tiu, have you? I've been teaching him the ways of the flock. We each have a task we perform, and now that Tiu is one of us, he must have one too. Speaking of which, you're well acquainted with the pixies of Lida Laran, are you not? I will be grateful if you were to help Tiu settle into his new role. I have a mind to make him our envoy to the pixies, you see. The post is vacant at the moment, as it often is, given the challenges. Our peoples are very different. The pixies live to play, whereas all we desire is peace. Most of us have no tolerance for their mischief. In the course of collecting the items to make reparation to the Numo, Tiu has had occasion to treat with the pixies and came away unscathed. But he had you at his side that time, and I cannot help but worry how he will fare alone, navigating the vagaries of pixie temperament. It would be reassuring to know you were watching over him, at least in the beginning. There's a popular pixie who should be willing to help. Truly, with this pixie as an ally, I dare to hope that it will smooth the way for Tiu. Please relay the details of our conversation to Tiu. He should be somewhere in that settlement. Oh, it's you. You have a message from Sandman, you say? I see. He did say he would have a task for me. The prospect of dealing with the pixies is daunting, but it gives me heart to have this Ulthan's help. Let's go and meet them at once. You do not see any Froth in the area. There is, however, an elf wearing what appears to be a toad costume. Top of the morning to you, mortal. Wait, is it even morning? Bah, what does it matter? 'Tis a fine day to be a Froth. Pain, pain, go away. Oh ho ho ho. You're the one trading with Wide Lad? Aye, that I am. Wide Lad and I engage in much trading to our mutual benefit. But tell me, what brings a good mortal such as yourself here? What business have you with this humble Froth? Ah, the mushrooms I've been expecting. I shall enjoy these, oh yes. And yet, I cannot help but feel disappointed. For rather than coming themselves, Wide Lad sent you instead. It was inevitable, I suppose. I knew that one day they too would go over to the other side. And you, my friend, are but another brick in the wall, another cog in the machine, ever grinding. That's what you came for, yes? So take it and leave me be. I would think upon the state of the new world. What the heck? Did you receive a concoction? Yes, this is it. Well, thanks for collecting it. But tell me, what do you think of that Froth? He's a strange one, yes? This concoction works wonders on mushrooms, makes them shoot up as nothing else does. It's something that only mortals can make, and in the old days we traded with the Vobertites for it. Yet here's a Froth who's capable of working mortal alchemy. He truly is a mystery wrapped in a mystery. Though at first I found him novel, I began developing headaches when dealing with him. So from here on, I intend to send others in my stead. Thank you for sparing me the pain this time. If it isn't Ken, come to bask in the glow of my popularity, I take it? And I see you've brought a friend. Is that the way of it? Well, you just leave it to me. Under my sage guidance, Tonatiuh will become the most popular soul in Lida Laran, after yours truly, of course. Oh, I'm not looking to become popular. I just want to do a good job as an envoy between our peoples. And there's no sure way to do that than to become popular. So believe you me, it's simple really. You just need to prove that you can play with us as equals by beating us at our own games. Come along, I'll introduce you to everyone. Of course it's games. Well, at least I have Ulthan guiding me. That's to say, Tonatiuh wants to be our friend, so be nice to him. Understood? Sure, we'll treat him as our prized toy. No. Be nice, I said. Tonatiuh has what it takes to be a friend. Given half the chance, he would beat you all at all your games, assuming you play fair. And Amaro can beat us, you say? We'll believe it when we see it. Oh, and you will, because Tonatiuh and Ken will play a game with you right now. Of course you're playing too. It wouldn't be fair otherwise. The game will be Treasure Hunt. The pixies will stand guard over their treasures, which you must search for while invisible. If you can obtain them all without being discovered, you win. Sounds good to us. For the treasures, we can use our favorite flowers. We'll go and hide them outside the villages at once. Well, there you have it. When you're ready to begin, I'll cast an invisibility spell on you. If the effect fades before you finish, come back here and I'll cast it again. So if we win this game, the pixies will consider me a friend. Alright, I'm ready. Thanks. Here I go then. The treasure will be scattered all over Timgias and guarded by the pixies. You won't be able to get near while visible. Are you ready? The incantation will expire in 180 seconds. If you become visible, you will be unable to complete your task. Okay. What the heck? Where are they? Oh. The treasure's gone. How did that happen? Okay. I don't think I can make this time. Oh, just kidding. Rip. No, my treasure. How goes the sneaking? Find any treasures? Oh yes, that makes 2 out of 3. Just one more and victory is yours. I assume Tonatiuh is out there looking for the last treasure. Except his spell should have long faded by now. If he's only recently come to Ilmeg, perhaps he's gotten himself lost. We should look for him. Thank you, that was too close. I was following this pixie's scent when I saw those hawkers chasing them. It was all I could do to jump in the way. Just when I thought I heard a commotion. What in the heavens were you doing so far from the village? I thought it would be fun to make the Amuro lose his way, so I tried to hide my treasures somewhere out of reach, but then those nasty hawkers came along. Did I not tell you to be nice? Apologize to Tonatiuh and Ken at once. I'm sorry, and thank you for helping me, even though I was being mean. Don't mention it. I'm just glad you're safe, but I didn't find any treasures myself. I suppose that means I'm not fit to be your friend. Nothing of the sort. If you didn't find many treasures, it was because you were busy saving me. So, win or lose, it doesn't matter. I'll tell everyone in the village that we consider you the best of friends, so please, be our friend, and take us for rides on your back. But of course, it'd be my pleasure. Hurrah, hurrah, hooray, hooray! Let's head back to the village and play some more. Whew, this went much better than I dared to hope. I feel ready to take on my duties as envoy now, and who would have thought it felt so fine to make friends? It's all because of you and Ulthan. Thank you ever so much. I'm glad for Tonatiuh, but I can't help but worry. At this rate, he might become more popular than me. I'd best hurry back to the village. I have a lot to do if I'm to retain my crown as the darling of Lidalaran. Lydaran? Your work here is done, so feel free to run along back to Wolkdorf and report to a Sandman. Tell him that Tonatiuh made friends. Lots of them. Ah, you are returned. Were you able to find anything? An ordinary lockbox at a glance. Perhaps the evidence is within. I have not the appendages with which to open it, so please do the honors. With a little exertion, the lid comes loose to reveal a piece of parchment, time-worn but miraculously untouched by water. The contents can clearly be made out. This is a letter bearing the symbol of Vobert's Royal Mages and addressed to a noble house. A house aligned with the faction that sought to usurp the crown. It seems that the mages were in leagues with the insurgents. Had my master seen this, he would have stopped at nothing to bring them all to justice. However, all was rendered moot by the flood. My master, the traitors, the kingdom itself, all are no more. Yet in retrieving this letter, you have brought my master the closure that had long eluded him. He may rest easier now, I believe. Thank you for your kind service. So the pixies accepted Tonatiuh. I am glad to hear that. Yet I am gladder still for the change that has come to our young friend. Whereas he once chose solitude, he now has so many friends as to attract a rival in popularity. Ah, the trials and triumphs of youth. It reminds me of my own time as a fledgling. When next I slumber, I believe I will dream of those days. glimpse curious cracks on the mountain face. However, there are no mysterious figures to be seen. Back with the eggshells. Ah, these are fine shells. You have my thanks. You see, according to the Numo, eggshells are good for strengthening one's bones. I have been feeding on them regularly in hopes that I will become strong enough to travel once more. But tell me, while you were at the church, did you come upon an especially large egg? While it resembles our own, it belongs to a different species. Indeed, it was already here by the time my brethren and I came to abide in this land. What emerged from it remains a mystery, as does where the creature subsequently went. Yet one thing is clear. As a crossroads of ethereal currents, this land is ideal for hatching eggs. The parents of that creature were likely drawn here for that reason, and by the same token, we Amaro continue to abide here. Now, but listen to me, prattle on like the old Amaro that I am. I shall take no more of your time. Please accept this as a token of my thanks. You glimpse a reflection of yourself in the tranquil lake far below. However, there are no mysterious figures to be seen. There you are. Tell me, what did you see? I saw beautiful views. Well, if you saw nothing, then I may rest easier. Truth be told, I was beginning to think that perhaps I was simply seeing my own shadow cast upon the fog. By the way, when you looked out to the north, you may have noticed the strange cracks on the mountain face. Do you know how they came to be there? They were hewn out by the Fairy King when they fought the invading Sin Eaters. To be sure, they weren't known as the king back then, but simply Titania, ruler of the Pixies, and it was they who rose to restore peace to the region in the wake of Vobert's demise. In the manner in which Titania united us against the Sin Eaters, the fairies saw an image of the king of fallen Vobert. So it was that, as a show of respect, we came to likewise refer to them as king. Alas, to our great sorrow, they would be corrupted by the light, and become that which they fought. Those cracks are a reminder of how our king protected us. and beholding them spurs me to remain vigilant. But forgive me, I've gone on quite a ramble. Thank you for helping me put my worries to rest. Ah, you are returned. How fared your search?
Ah, my medallion! You found it! Oh, I know not how to thank you. It is my most treasured possession. A gift from a dear departed soul. He was a traveler, and together we journeyed to the ends of the world and back again. When I was young, in those days, I could not speak. But we found joy in each other's company nonetheless. Oh, the memories. This medallion he found during an adventure, fashioned it into a necklace for me, his partner in crime. I had not the words to tell him then, but it filled my heart with pride. I was so happy. His name was Artbert, and he was my friend.
Artbert, thou sayest?
Everyone blamed him for the flood. Him and his comrades. Some few who spoke up for them, of the many whose lives they had touched. But as the years went by, their voices were drowned out by those who only uttered the adventurers' names as a curse. It was too much to bear. And so I left behind men and their lies, and came to this place. Artbert was a trusting soul, constantly being drawn into the troubles of others. Yet in spite of this, he never thought twice when he saw someone in need. He always tried to help. It was no different then. The world needed heroes. It needed him. And yet, he was a good man. He deserved to be happy. I wish I could have told him that, at least.
I'm sure he knows how you feel.
Of him. Your kindness. When we Amaro were created, we were granted the ability to perceive souls. Thus did we recognize our masters. That ability has long since faded from our kind. But due perhaps to my reversion, I can see your soul. Faintly, but surely. It is reminiscent of Artbert's. Strikingly so. Of course, you are you and no one else. We are defined not by the soul we are born with, but the path we walk. Nevertheless, I cannot help but feel that this is more than mere coincidence. Which is why I will place my faith in you. The relic. It is yours.
There's trouble! Terrible trouble!
Has something happened at Lida Loran?
Together with the twins, we were playing tricks on some nasty mortals to stop them from setting foot in Il Meg. At first they ran off screaming, which was lots of fun. But then a scary, bony, wrinkly old mortal came along and spoiled everything. None of our tricks seemed to work on him, which is no fun at all. And now they're getting closer and closer.
Ranjit. If he manages to find his way in, all our efforts will have been for naught.
As thou sayest. Should we be discovered ere our mission here is complete, and the Light Warden yet liveth, our task will be rendered nigh impossible. If we are to prevail, we must needs divide our forces. Thus do I propose the following. Whilst thou salliest forth to meet with the Light Warden, we shall join in the effort to obstruct the trespassers. Should we succeed in staying their advance, all the better. Yet even should we fail, if we can but delay our enemy's arrival long enough for thee to secure victory, our plan may still be deemed a success.
So the moment the lights go out, we all beat a hasty retreat, yes?
Let me come with you. I have the blessing too.
No, Minfelia. You'll only get underfoot. Now come.
I wish there were more I could do. Please be careful.
Forgive me. It seems my indecision has cost you precious time, but I am convinced now, convinced that you will triumph. To the south you will find the bridge to Lagya. As the bearer of the 4 relics, the gate to the castle will open to you. The gate has recognized that you bear all 4 relics. The seal is broken. All that remains is to enter the castle and confront Titania, a being bereft of reason and mercy. It is sure to be a ferocious battle, but if anyone can bring an end to our king's torment, it is you. Yet know this, my adorable sapling. Though we Fey folk may appear to live unfettered lives, there are still laws that bind us. To take back as much as is taken, to create as much as is destroyed, to give as much as is received. In all things, balance must be preserved, and the same will be asked of you. But worry not. Come what may, your beautiful branch will ever be at your side. Okay, and this one I will do tomorrow. What is total playtime? 22 days, 15 hours, 31 minutes. Alright, well. That's it for me. Do this tomorrow.